Hello, welcome back to the channel. So today we are doing another fragrance review, and it is of this one right here by the iconic brand Maison Kurkdijan. So Francis Kurkdijan is also the perfumer behind Baccarat Rouge. They do a lot more than Baccarat Rouge. They do a lot more than A la Rose, but this is a fragrance that if you are looking to get a higher end perfume that is not as steep as Baccarat Rouge, but still in the same perfumer house, comes from the same place. This one, or the feminine version of this one, is so good. So this is A la Rose pour Homme by Maison Francis Kurkdijan. This is an extract, or this is an eau de parfum. This is kind of this body mist, eau de toilette, eau de parfum. Then you have like extract de parfum, perfume oils. This is kind of like mid-level fragrance, but this fragrance, let me tell you, I am such a sucker for floral fragrances. I think if you've watched any of my other perfume reviews, you will know that I love like a good rose, a good peony, a good jasmine, like a good honeysuckle even. Love floral fragrances, but there is something about rose fragrances for me that just, they get me all the time. But this one, I will say, this is a men's fragrance, obviously marketed towards men. I bought this for myself because I love how this smells, because a lot of the rose you tend to get that are more geared towards women, at least in my humble opinion, take it with a grain of salt, are like the fake florally rose fragrance that you get, like the very sickly sweet rose, the very kind of overly sweet, overpoweringly sweet rose, where this one is, since it is geared towards men, a bit more masculine. The rose is a little bit more subdued, but it's more of like a fresh rose fragrance. I remember the moment I fell in love with rose fragrance, I was like 16 and walking into what was then the Monte Carlo Hotel in Vegas. I was with my mom, don't worry. But we were on vacation. We had gone into what was then Monte Carlo Hotel in Las Vegas, and they had roses throughout the entire lobby. And I just remember walking into that lobby at like 16 years old and smelling the roses, and it was a gorgeous scent. It made a lasting impression on me, and ever since then I've been in love with roses and rose fragrance, but like fresh roses, you know what I mean, not the like the overpowering sickly sweet. So this one is a rose-based fragrance, but this one, because it is more geared towards men, it does lean more masculine. It is geared towards, just obviously geared towards men. I think we get that at this point. I'm so sorry. This one, it doesn't necessarily open with the rose note. It definitely is the more subtle manliness of a men's perfume. It doesn't hit you in the face like a Creed Aventus does, or like a Dior Sauvage does, where it's just like one spritz and you get hit in the face with like, oh, that's a men's fragrance. You know what I mean? This is like, this, I feel like, is more subdued, but in the best of ways, and you kind of get the rose almost a little bit secondarily. The dry down on this is phenomenal. It lingers on my clothes for literally days after I spray this on, and that's one of the reasons why I love this one so much, is because it does really have that eau de parfum lasting power, and it isn't insanely overbearing, but just like, it's almost the subtleness of the rose in this that I love so much about it. It still has that really beautiful rose element of like the fresh rose, that beautiful floral, realistic floral scent, versus just like an overpowering sickly sweet rose. And this one was launched in 2020. So this was actually launched by Francis Kurkdijan, who is the perfumer who owns the house, Maison Francis Kurkdijan. This one is a floral woody musk. And I would say it's the woodiness that you get kind of initially, followed by the rose, which I think makes it slightly more intriguing than just a normal rose fragrance. So this one has a May rose, damask rose, grapefruit, amberwood, sage, and Spanish molybdenum. I hope I said that right. I really think I did, but I could be wrong. So this one does start off with that really beautiful kind of woodsy scent. That was the aspect of it that you get, the woodsy projection, whatever term you want to throw in there. I feel like they all kind of fit, but you do get the rose as well as kind of the primary projection when you first spray this fragrance. You do get a little bit of citrus. You do also have the woodiness of this, the herbaliness of this, the soft, spicy floral element of this, which I think is why I love this so much, because you do get the woodsy element, but you also do get the spicy floral element of this, but it's not overpowering. And I feel like this is just such a balanced floral fragrance that it is really, like, I haven't smelled a fragrance like this since I smelled this. And you can see I'm holding on to the last little bit of it in this bottle because I know I could go buy another one, but I really just don't want to. There's something about just like the first bottle of this that I ever bought that I don't know. It's sentimental, but this is a little bit of obviously musky. Did we say that? A little musky, and then finishes kind of with a little bit of a fresh, spicy fragrance. I think I've talked your ear about. I think I've talked your ear off about this particular fragrance, but it's just like, this is one of the most well-balanced rose fragrances I've ever smelled. Not overpowering, beautiful projection, lingers phenomenally well. This is one of those ones where I feel like I spray this and I smell it on myself throughout the whole day, and it really does brighten my day so much to smell this, just whether it be on somebody else or on me. Mostly me, because I think this one might be a little bit of a secret. I don't know. I hope it's not, but where I live, nobody really wears this. It's a lot of like the Credo Ventus vibe, the Dior Sauvage vibe, the Acqua di Gio by Armani vibe. And I feel like this one is just maybe a little bit underappreciated in my area. Could be appreciated more broadly online, more broadly in the European market, more broadly just not where I live, but beautiful fragrance. If you're looking for a good rose fragrance, whether it be for yourself, for your boyfriend, for your husband, for your brother, whoever, please go smell this. Just like, please go smell this. I really wish I could spray this through the screen so you could smell it. I'm sure we'll get there eventually, but it is beautiful. Beautiful fragrance. I can't say enough but good things about this one. I love Kurkdijan as a perfumer. I think there are just so many good, solid staples in his line, and I would love to just go visit his flagship store in Paris. I would love to go like see his process, make a perfume with MFK one day, because that's a dream. That is like, if that happens in my life, I am good. You know what I mean? Like, that would be the most incredible time of my life if I got to do that. But like, seriously, just one of those fragrances that when I smelled it, it's like instantly fell in love with it. Will always repurchase this. Will always be in love with it. So anyways, that is all I have for you for this fragrance review. I know I've talked your ear off about the fragrance, and I am going to see you in the next video soon. Bye.